whatever Robbie Williams did in Good Morning Vietnam. I've been told I don't smile enough and laugh enough, so I'm trying to be funny, which fair of course. Okay, not a great deal of news other than there is no news. The talks in Minsk didn't go ahead, but there's a sort of ceasefire being observed, but I have a feeling that's just while they're building up, ready to have a go at us again. In fact, the peace humanitarian convoy, I think it's 200 vehicles, came across the rebel-held parts of the border. I saw out of the 16-20 vehicles that passed the camera, the journalists, at least two command and control military vehicles painted nicely white, which makes them invisible, I suppose. So you have to wonder what else is in there. My prediction that Mr. Putin would use the Minsk talks as a chance to start backpedaling and get the rebels under control, and maybe he has, because they haven't been fighting very much. That didn't happen, and so I don't know what he's going to do. The one thing I was a bit concerned about was the Senate in the United States passing a bill for $350 million worth of offensive aid to arms and ammunition or equipment to Ukraine for 2015, 16, whatever it is. And really I think it'd be better if President Obama vetoed that, because Mr. Putin's pretty unpredictable now, and it's just poking him with a stick really unnecessarily. The gesture is really welcomed here and everyone appreciates it. But in the grand scheme of things, 350 million, how many aircraft is that? I don't know what you buy with that, but it's not a great deal. And is it worth provoking this guy who's looking to be provoked, he'd love to be provoked, any further? I think not. Alright, there's still some fighting. We lost a couple of soldiers over the weekend, and I think that was Donetsk Airport, which is looking worse than a scene from the film Stalingrad. How these guys are hanging on, we don't know. On that note, if anyone's got a couple of Army surplus field ambulances, please get hold of me, or if you know where they are, because we are desperately, the charity I'm working for, desperately looking to see procure a couple of those, right or left-hand drive, and as cheap as possible, but obviously the thing's got to be running and they must be four-wheel drive. Okay, not much else to report on that, except we're all a bit concerned and think that we'd better gird our loins ready for another go with these guys. Okay, personal note, having quite a good time, a little bit lonely and bored, but it's better than being in a trench being shot at, so I'll accept that. I've been doing the rounds of language school just purely out of interest to see what quality they are, and I'm happy in one way and unhappy to report that they couldn't hold a candle to Britannia School, which I started. I don't participate in it anymore, but the standard in that school compared to the others is so high. Svetlana has no worries about competition really, although if people are going just for price, I suppose they'll go just for price. I had to laugh when I went to volunteer at the government library, which used to have a speaking club, and I went in there and they said, no, it's closed down because the Spanish guy who ran it has gone back to Spain. And I thought, oh, okay. I mean, there's no reason why a non-English native speaker can't run a speaking club, but it just struck me as a bit odd. And out of curiosity, I went round to the speaking club of one of the other language schools, which I don't rate at all. You'd have to start by teaching their teachers to speak English, let alone helping teach the kids. and that's run by a Peruvian guy called Ruiz, and I have to give him his due. He speaks pretty good English, but just doesn't. It just doesn't occur to me that you'd have these different nationalities running English schools. I used to be a bit surprised in Kyiv when it was Nigerians, but they are native speakers, so, but to have Peruvians, I'll give him his due. He spoke very good English, but your kids would speak with a Spanish accent if they copied it. There we go. So, apart from that, not very much. Today I went out, if you look at the slideshow, there's a couple of bits about dogs, which you can look on the slideshow. I'm not going to go through it again now, waste your time. And the other thing was, I must look like a foreigner because I was at the Peace Gong. I was actually just walking through there. I'd already been through there early in the morning because I do my exercise there. And a bunch of school kids with their teachers arrived, looking around the park, and they came over and said, "Where do you come from?" And I said, "Why?" And they said, "Well, you're not from Ukraine, are you?" And I thought, how the hell do you know that? Because I hadn't said anything. And my clothes, anyone can wear them. And then I twigged, it's because I wasn't wearing a hat. Now it seems to be rigueur in Ukraine for men to put on a hat in October, irrespective of the climate or the weather, and keep it on there till, well, I suppose at least April. Whereas Europeans, and especially me, a day like today it's plus 6 degrees, I don't see the need to wear a hat, but I have a feeling that's why they singled me out. Anyway, it was good fun. They were all very keen to speak English, and we had about 20 minutes together, and I was happy because so many people here are very reluctant to speak English or a foreign language, which is going to cause Ukrainians considerable problems if they join the EU, unless 28 countries agree to start giving Ukrainian lessons to all the kids. Okay, not going to take up any more of your time. If I have any more news about the real situation here, I'll let you know. Have a good evening. Bye.